It's time. Center fielder steps up, batting left-handed. Truett McConnell in the black jerseys with the pinstripes and the yellow numbers and letters. Cutler comes set, the junior. He pitches, and it's high and away. First pitch right at 1 o'clock p.m. on the dot. And that is the first pitch of a great day for baseball. Playing two here at Bluefield College today. First game is 9 innings as the 1-0 drops outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Second game, 7 innings. That's the beauty of NAIA baseball. I don't think the NCAA has really figured that out yet. Roland looks at it outside and quickly up 3-0. Well, Cutler's been the ace for Bluefield College this year. Day 1 starter in these weekend series. And finally getting this series started on a Sunday. 3-0, misses outside, and not a banner start for Nathan Cutler as Roland gets on with a base on balls. That'll bring up Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson digs in as the shortstop today. Another lefty going up against the righty from Bedford, Virginia. First strike of the day thrown by Cutler is a fastball right down the middle. In the field for the Rams, Ozzie Millette playing at third base. Over at short, it's Andy Zapsos. At second base, another start, Carlos Torres, with Edgardo Bernard covering the bag at first. Pickoff attempt as Bernard makes the catch in the blue jersey, throws it back to Nathan Cutler. In the outfield for Bluefield, Elijah Lewis in left. Pepe Napoleon makes the start in center. And out and right for the Rams, it's Andreas Holzer. No balls, 1 strike, no outs. Still in the top of the first inning. Pitch to Johnson. High and inside. Now for Cutler, he's already thrown 5 balls already. Devin Monroe waits on deck, the third baseman. Another pickoff attempt just a bit late at first. Roland dives back. Batting cleanup today for Truett McConnell. It'll be Brian Meyer. 1-1. Lace to center field, straight at Pepe. Napoleon makes the catch, and now there's 1 out. So after Johnston is retired, Monroe steps up with Brian Meyer on deck. 1 gone. Rams would love a double play here in the top of the first inning with Cutler on the mound. Pickoff attempt. Tag applied. Not in time. Boy, that was close as that ball hit the dirt. Edgardo Bernard had it. And I think that they had Roland beat there. Meyer waits, batting right-handed. First righty we've seen in the lineup today. Another pickoff attempt. By the way, completing the battery with Nathan Cutler on the mound, it's Joseph Cardona as the backstop today. Pitch goes outside. Out of the outside corner. Another pickoff attempt, getting back to the bag at first base. This is outside again. 2 balls, 1 strike. Game started off with a walk and a line out to center field for the first out. Devin Monroe still at the plate in a 2-1 count with one out. Another pickoff attempt. Not in time. Oh, my goodness. That was so close. Gardner Bernard laid down the tag, and I think he had that one sold. Counted 2-1 to Meyer. The pitch, high and away, 3 balls, 1 strike. Excuse me, that's Devin Monroe at the plate. So Monroe up in a 3-1 count. Meyer on deck with Connor Bearden in the hole. Another pickoff attempt, not in time. Batters count. It's Monroe at the plate. He swings and flies it out to right field. Holzer backing up towards the track, makes the catch. He'll throw it back into the cutoff man, and Roland had a heck of a jump off of first base. That's good enough for the second out. That'll bring up Brian Meyer. So the third baseman retired. Here comes the right fielder. Righty to lefty, third lefty in the first inning. Pickoff attempt, and once again on target. That one was not as close as Roland just got to dance back to the bag without diving. Pitch. Meyer looks at it outside. 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Meyer on the year hitting .250. No home runs for the Bears right fielder, but has 8 RBIs. That's throughout 19 games. Another pickoff attempt, and it's low. Truett McConnell 9 and 10 on the year. Rams very close to 500 as well. Picked up a win against Brescia a few days ago, 13-6. As the 1-0 is smoked on the ground, straight at Gardner Bernard, and we are done with the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, a man left on. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Rams coming to bat. Kason Brown on the mound to start out the bottom of the first and to start out this game for Truett McConnell. Rams sending up Carlos Torres on the right-handed side of the plate, the second baseman up against the righty. First pitch, and it's high for ball one. Kason Brown, a 1.74 ERA, 3-2. This is his sixth start of the season. 31 innings pitched, most for any Bears pitcher. 1-0. Just a bit low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 22 hits, 6 runs allowed, all of them earned with 7 walks and 20 strikeouts. He's only given up 3 extra base hits. All of them were doubles. And actually 1 home run. So 4 extra base hits as Torres rolls it on the dirt, first base side, and foul. Meanwhile, for Carlos Torres, settling in as Bluefield College's leadoff man. Torres battled injuries at the beginning of the year. This is his 11th start, 265 average, no home runs, 3 RBIs. Brown is ready, 2-1, high chopper left side. Played at third perfectly, popped to first in time. That was a quick throw and a good job by the third baseman, Devin Monroe. Was playing up on it, jumped up and got it, threw it over to first in time. Comes Edgardo Bernard for Bluefield College. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Well, Bernard is hitting 143 on this season. Rams coming to this one at 6-9. Slow roller to Brown. Underhand to first, 2 outs. So a 5-3 to start and a 1-3. Quickly 2 outs for Ozzie Millette, who is having himself a season for Bluefield College. Young man from Miami, Florida, 423, 4 home runs. All of those home runs were in the opening series, mind you, so trying to find his first one at Bowen Field today. Rams have not gone yard that many times, just 9 times on the year. Andy Zapsos did so in the win against Brescia on Thursday. We'll see him at the bottom of the lineup for Bluefield. Check swing for Millette, and it is called a strike anyway on a breaking pitch. A 1. Looked at low. Ball and a strike. Ready for the 1-1. High chopper again, third base side. And Monroe makes the snag in foul territory. Well, Kason Brown already retired the first 2 batters in this doubleheader. The 1-2. Smashes in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. Laced into the left on the left side. Johnston smashes it down. Throw to first in time. Great play for the shortstop. Rams retired in order. We go to the second. Still scoreless as we go to the top of the second here at Bluefield College. Bowen Field, home of the Bluefield College Rams, as well as the Bluefield Blue Jays. Nathan Cutler on the mound up against the 5'6'7" of Truett McConnell, Connor Bearden, Jared Johnson. We'll also see Tanner Griffith. That pitch goes outside on the lefty, ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes. Cutler started off the game with 4 straight balls. 1-0 goes high, 2 balls, no strikes. And fired back and retired the next 3 batters, Josh Johnson, Devin Monroe, as well as Brian Meyer. Here's a strike right across the knees for Cutler. Makes it now 2-1. Pitch is high, 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch, 3-1, fouled back, and Nathan Cutler has fought this one back into a full count. Rams in the blue jerseys. What a big series win this could be for them if they're able to pull off a couple of wins on this doubleheader. Payoff. Just missed outside, and for the second straight inning, Cutler walks the leadoff man. Bring up the DH and Jared Johnson. Now I think there's some sort of clarification here as to where he is in the lineup. It's only Johnson's second game of the year. Trying to find his first hit. Well, there must have been an error in the lineup card, but the one we had up here, which I'm assuming is a carbon copy of the one the umpire has, it says 35, DH Jared Johnson. So I think the 8 or the 5 was hard to read because the coach's scribble had laced the loop of the 5 to the top. Meanwhile, Johnson shows bunt. It's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. And that must have confused the umpire. Meanwhile, Johnson, though, looking for his first hit of the season, just his second start. One-0. Bunt is shown, popped it up, out of play. So we have 2 games today, followed by the series finale tomorrow at 1 p.m. on a Monday. Welcome back into the classrooms for Bluefield College. But if you're watching along at home, as Cutler balks, Connor Bearden advances to second base. Well, balk for Cutler, who was pretty preoccupied with Caleb Rowland when he was on in the first inning. Had a couple of pickoff attempts that were pretty close, but then that time must have started the motion and then went over. It's a balk. Jared Johnson, let's see if he still has the bunt sign here with a 1-1 and a runner at second. Corner infielders playing in. Shows bunt again, and a fastball sails high and away. A little bit of an uncharacteristic start for Nathan Cutler. He usually peppers the zone. He has struggled to find it today. And it's blown away. Three balls, one strike. Cutler in danger of walking the first two batters of the second inning. Johnson up in a 3-1 count. Yet to reach base this year. 3-1. Lays a bunt down really hard to Millette. Scoops, throws to first on target, but the sacrifice intact as Bearden moves to third base. Apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. Just trying to get everything to work here. The hot's overheated as that fastball goes high. While you were gone, a couple of runs scored off of a big play. Will Ingram laid down a bunt, and Joseph Cardona sailed the ball over the head of Edgardo Bernard. That allowed 2 runs to score. So Ingram is at second. Right after that, Evan Bench, the left fielder, lined out to shortstop, and we're back to the top of the lineup. Caleb Rowland walked in his first time up, now in a full count at 3 balls, 2 strikes, with a runner at second base. Fouled back. Count of 2-0, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hit in the air, right field. Holzer racing back. Can't get there as that ball hits the warning track. Coming around to score. He will get there. Ingram is in, and now it's 3-0 after the RBI double. So now it's 3-0. Josh Johnston up to the plate. Shortstop lined out to Pepe Napoleon his last time up. So 3-0 off of just one hit. That's the first hit of the day. And an RBI for Rowland. Big swing and a miss, quickly up 0-2. So the Rams will have their work cut out for them as we go to the bottom of the second inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Cutler, the right-hander, in a bit of a jam here as he started off the inning with a walk. Then we saw another sacrifice bunt. Griffith hit by a pitch. Ingram able to get on after a sailed throw attempt to first. Chopper first base side bounces off the fencing near the dugout. Well, we welcome all of you back on here. Sorry about the stream jumping in and out. Hopefully we have that solidified at the moment. Ball in 2 strikes. Ground ball, first base side, past the dive of Bernard. It's going to roll all the way to the corner. Here comes Rowland. He will score. Holzer still trying to fetch it out as Johnston trots in with a stand-up RBI triple. Big inning continues. That's just the second hit, but Rowland comes in to score to make it 4-0. Now Bernard was just about an inch away from getting a glove on it, but that ball was smoked so hard on the ground. There's Devin Monroe. Flew out to Holzer his last time up. 4-0 the score, top of the second, 2 outs. Pitch to the third baseman is high. On the ground to short. Zapsos there, rifles to first, and that long inning is over. 4 runs come across for the Bears as we head to the bottom of the second. 4-0, Truett McConnell. Joseph Cardona steps to the plate up against Brown on the mound. Rams down 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. First pitch to the catcher. He swings and loops it out to right field, staying in the ballpark, stepping up and making the catch. That's Meyer, 1 away. First 4 retired for Brown on the mound. Andreas Holzer steps up. Now, Kason Brown, you knew he was going to be a problem if he came in with a great record and a 1.74 ERA across 31 innings. Now here's the right fielder for Bluefield College, and Andreas Holzer takes a big rip at the first pitch and misses, strike 1. Righty steps up to the plate with a .321 average, 1 home run on the year with 14 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. Swings and fouls it off of his body towards the third base dugout where Truett McConnell resides. So keeps it at no balls, 2 strikes. 4 runs coming across on 2 hits and an error in that first half of the second inning, top of the second. Here we are in the bottom of the second with 1 gone. Got him looking. On the 0-2, buckled him up. Strike 3 call. That'll bring up George Curbelo. Curbelo, the designated hitter, sometimes a catcher for Bluefield College. He's gotten most of the starts there for BC. Making his 14th start, .275, no home runs, 5 RBIs. Has a decent amount of pull power. Not a lot of wind blowing here today. Curbelo looks at the breaking ball outside, ball 1. Sun shining down from center field. You can see the mountain still has snow on it where the sun hasn't been able to hit it and melt it. 1-0. In the dirt, 2 balls, no strikes. Chopper left side with 2 outs. Monroe steps and bobbles the ball. Curbelo is safe at first. So an E5 allows the DH to get on for BC. So Curbelo on at second, Lewis with a single. That'll bring up Pepe Napoleon. Now Napoleon steps up. Center fielder from Connecticut watches it outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 gone. 2 men aboard for Bluefield with 2 outs. Trying to break into this 4-0 deficit. Brown ready to pitch. Here it is. Fastball in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs. Rams with their first hit of the day off the bat of Lewis, the left fielder. Zapsos on deck for Bluefield as the 9-hitter. Brown taking his time, wearing number 34 in the gray jersey. 2-0. Hit into left field. There is a base hit. Curbelo around third. He will get there. It's an RBI single for Pepe Napoleon, and the Rams have 1 on the board. I'll bring up Andy Zapsos. So the Rams are on the board as we now go to the 9-hitter in the lineup. 4-1 Bluefield, only down by 3. Tying run at the plate as Zapsos shows bunt with 2 outs. Meanwhile, Lewis over to second base off of the single. He swings and shoots it to center field, backing up and makes the catch. There's the final out of the second inning. Rams put 1 on the board, though, past the RBI single of Pepe Napoleon, and it's 4-1 as we head to the 3rd inning. Ready to start out the 3rd inning. It's 4-1. Ryan Meyer to lead off things in the top of the 3rd inning. 4-1 in favor of Truett McConnell making the trip up from Georgia. Right fielder shows bunt, and the Rams able to storm in there. Had a ball and a strike with no outs. Pitch. Hit in the air, out to left field. Napoleon watches it walk out of the ballpark. So ball and 2 strikes with no outs. Nathan Cutler just trying to settle in. Started out each of the first 2 innings with a walk. Gave up 4 runs in that second inning. 1-2. Just a bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we'll see Meyer, Bearden, and Jared Johnson all for Truett McConnell. Over for the 2-2 pitch, the lanky righty on the mound kicks and fires. Fouled away, going over the press box, out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Another pitch from Cutler. On the ground, shortstop Zapsos gobbles it up, throws to first in time, and there's 1 away. And that's big for the confidence of Nathan Cutler to retire the first batter of an inning, where we saw in the first couple that he actually walked them. I'll bring up Connor Bearden, scored the game's opening run after being walked to start out the second inning. Takes a look at that first pitch there, and it's a strike from Cutler. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on for Truett McConnell. Sun beaming down, virtually no wind in the ballpark as the 0-1 skips in outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. High and outside. Goes outside. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Outside, and now it's ball 4 with a walk, and Bearden is on for the second time thanks to a base on balls. No balls, 1 strike. Pickoff attempt just a bit high as Jared Johnson is down at an 0-1 count. 4-1 the score. Rams able to score thanks to an RBI single from Pepe Napoleon. Game 1 of this 3-game set between Bluefield College and Truett McConnell. Here's the 0-1. Outside, a ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Each team with just 2 hits. Big difference today for Cutler. He has walked 3. Also hit a batsman, Tanner Griffith. Pickoff attempt. Not in time as Bearden safely belly flops back to the bag. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ready for the 1-1. Hit in the air, out to left field. Napoleon starting to hug the line, and rather that's Lewis makes the catch. And now there's 2 outs. Able to retreat back to first base, Connor Bearden. So Lewis makes the catch. There's 2 outs. Tanner Griffith, one of those 4 runs scored in the second inning, hit by a pitch. Slightly open stance on the right side, wearing number 9. Cutler deals. Fastball skips away from Cardona down the third base line and able to trot over to second base is Connor Bearden. I believe that should be a pass ball. It looked like Cardona should have had that on the backhand. Wasn't the best pitch from Cutler, but ball and no strikes. Cutler takes a look at second, 1-0. Outside corner, strike one. So good job by Cutler to fight back into the zone. Now he has a runner to worry about in scoring position as Bearden takes a pretty hefty lead off of second base. 2 gone and a 1-1 count. Pitch on the ground, up the middle, diving play. Zapsos up to his feet, pump fake, and he won't throw it. Good play by Zapsos. That saves a run. A bit frustrated as he couldn't get it over there, the junior from New York. Let's call it a single for Tanner Griffith. Catcher up to the plate, Will Ingram. Laid down a bunt attempt as that pickoff attempt to first is a bit late. Laid down a bunt attempt and then got on thanks to an error by Cardona. That really allowed the floodgates to peer open just a tad bit. 2 runs scored on a play that was just supposed to be a squeeze. The pitch, high and away. 1 ball, no strikes as Cutler tries to maneuver a scoreless top of the third inning. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Inning started off with a ground out. He also got Jared Johnson to fly out to left. But a single with 2 outs for Tanner Griffith makes it more interesting. Pickoff attempt to first. Bernard lays down a tag, but just a second late for Tanner Griffith, who had that read well. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Pitch. Ball to strike, a good fastball to even it up at 1-1. 3 hits for Truett McConnell. They have 4 runs to show for it. We're just in the top of the third inning. Another pickoff attempt as Cutler rifled it over there. Looking in at home plate, Cardona gets the signs. He's ready. Ball and a strike. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. The offer on the ground straight to Carlos. Torres should be the final out, and it is as he sidearms it to first base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on. We're on to the bottom of the third, and it's 4-1 Truett McConnell. Bottom of the third inning, Brown still on the mound. Carlos Torres ready to lead off for Bluefield, the second baseman. 4-1 in favor of Truett McConnell as Torres looks at it outside, and we are underway in the bottom of the third, 1-0. Hey, Rams fans, what are you doing tomorrow at 7 o'clock? Well, I have an answer for you. Head on over to Applebee's on Commerce Street as the 1-0 goes outside. 2 balls, no strikes for the Bluefield College Coaches Show. We're going to actually have that right on the Rams Digital Sports Network as well, but 10% off if you're a student and have a valid ID. 2-0. Inside, but called a strike on Torres. Torres, by the way, 0 for 1, grounded out to third his last time up. Here's the 2-1. Torres on the ground, left side, and foul. But our guest tomorrow, still working on a third one, but the guest for baseball is, drum roll for the people watching at home, Garrett Schilling, assistant coach for Bluefield College. So he'll be on the show tomorrow after the conclusion of the series finale against Truett McConnell. And from softball, Lakin Sparks, Tazewell native, ready to talk about softball and possibly her singing talents at Applebee's. Not going to want to miss that. 2-2 goes outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see Torres, Edgardo Bernard, and Ozzie Millette. We had a good amount of people at that show 2 weeks ago. Here's the payoff. Torres cues it off the end of the bat, first base side, rolls into the hands of one of the guests for tomorrow, Garrett Schilling. Big kudos out to men's volleyball coach Alfonso Alvarez, brought his whole team. A couple of men's soccer players as well, Justin Morton. Here's a 3-2. Torres pops it up foul. Ingram shields his eyes from the sun, trying to look for it. Can't get there as it hits into the orange seats. It'll be fun tomorrow. Lakin Sparks is always very friendly, and Garrett Schilling, it's very interesting to talk baseball with him. Both of us came into Bluefield right at the same time as far as professionally. He is here as a baseball player before, but it'll still be very fun to talk to him as Torres fouls another 3-2 back. Three balls, 2 strikes, another pitch. High and inside, Torres limbos out of the way, and Bluefield College has a base runner on. First time the Rams have had a man on with no outs today. As a matter of fact, it's the first time they've had a man on without an out at all. 2 outs. That was when Curbelo got on with an E5, and the Rams were able to score him. So Brown has given up 1 run. It was unearned. Here comes Edgardo Bernard. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes. Bernard is 0 for 1. Fouled it, or grounded right back to the pitcher his last time up. No balls, 1 strike, no outs. Pickoff attempt. Able to dance back. High and outside on a pitch out attempt, 1-1. Torres able to get back. So Brown with Torres to worry about it first. See if he takes off. 1-1. Shows bunt right up the middle. Brown fields, throws to first in time. Sacrifices there, and Bluefield College's dugout loves all of that as Torres moves into scoring position. Bring up Ozzie Millette, who, as we said, has hit on over a 400 clip this year. Grounded out to short his last time up. Third baseman up on the right-hander's batter's box. Very close to the plate as well. Brown takes a look at Torres. First pitch. Millette grounds it on the left side. Chops over. Throw to first from Johnston. In time, and Torres was not able to advance. So a couple of groundouts to short for Ozzie Millette, and now the pressure is on Joseph Cardona to bring home a run that could make this a two-run game. Currently sits at 4-1 with 2 outs. With 2 gone, Joseph Cardona. Catcher batting left-handed with Torres taking a big lead. He swings and chops it second base side past the dive. And here comes Bluefield's second run of the day. Carlos Torres slides in. RBI single, Joseph Cardona. And all of a sudden the Rams have hope after another big RBI single with 2 gone. Four to the score. Rams within 2, tying run up to the plate. And Andreas Holzer. That's Brown's 3rd hit he has allowed so far today. Now in the bottom of the 3rd, taking off, ready to go is Irvin diving, and he's in there. The pinch runner, making the courtesy runner for the catcher, now has stolen a bag in his scoring position. So the only force is at first for Andreas Holzer, who's currently up in a 1-0 count. A throw from Ingram, but not in time. Coming set on the mound. Brown takes a look at Irvin. The pitch. Swinging a high fly ball out to left field. Stepping back and makes the catch. And that is the inning. Rams score a run, though, off of the 2-out RBI single from Joseph Cardona. It's 4-2 as now we head into the 4th inning. Andy Zapsos in the infield telling his teammates, let's get another 0. That'll be the mantra of Bluefield, trying to keep this a 2-run game. 4-2, Evan Benson ready to lead off. The left fielder just made the catch. As he swings and pops that one up left side, Ozzie Millette chases over and runs out of room as the ball hits into the concourse. So we're in the 9-1-2 now. Nathan Cutler is on the mound, top of the 4th. Caleb Rowland on deck and Josh Johnston in the hole for Truett McConnell. Ready to come set, the 0-1. Just a bit outside, now at 1-1. Well, Truett McConnell with that big series win against Tennessee Wesleyan. Took 2 of 3 against the number 1 team in the country, 1-1. Just a bit outside again. Cutler misses by an inch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the pitch. Outside. Now at 3-1. The big difficulty today for Cutler. He has already walked 3 batters and hit another one. Benson 0 for 1. That's inside. 4 walks for Nathan Cutler. That was a problem in his last start as well. Now the man on the base pass. We go to the top of the lineup with Caleb Rowland. Had a double and an RBI his last time up in the second inning. Now the pitch. It's inside and low. 1 ball, no strikes. Rowland, the center fielder, started off the game with a walk and that double into right. Pickoff attempt. These pickoff attempts for Cutler getting pretty close. Still to no avail. Game 1 of a doubleheader. We got another 7-inning game for you after this. And 1 tomorrow. 1-0 is high and away. 2 balls, no strikes. And I think that the NAIA has that really figured out with the doubleheaders. If you see doubleheaders in the NCAA Division I, 18 innings. It'll take the life out of people staffing the game. 2-0 on the outside corner, strike 1. And the minor leagues have it figured out. 7-inning games, 7-7. I think the NAIA, another pickoff attempt is late, has been able to set the tone for now some NCAA teams going in and making a decision if there is going to be a gigantic run rule deficit to have a mercy rule in effect. Here's a 2-1. High and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. As I saw that Texas A&M played Prairie View A&M earlier this year and won by 30 or 27 runs. And that is just bonkers. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cutler fires away. It's outside, and he's opened up the 4th inning with a pair of walks. Rams do have some arms warming up in the bullpen. Bring up Josh Johnston, the shortstop, tagged a triple in the 2nd inning and drove in the 4th run of the day. Now it's 2 ducks on the pond for Truett McConnell. Steps off. Cutler looking at the runners on the base paths, and Benson and Rowland. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Good job by Cutler to get back in there. Well, Cutler has been Bluefield's weekend starter after Alex Perkins transferred to Radford. Well, Cutler did a pretty solid job last year. Now doing a decent job this year as well. He has to work on the walks in this game as he keeps missing outside. That one, not by much. 1 ball, 1 strike. See how far Thomas Huddleston and Mike White allowed Nathan Cutler to be on the mound today as Johnston backs out. Johnston, the shortstop. 1-1. Fouls it off on a gnarly breaking pitch by Cutler. Took a big cut, and there was a ton of spin on it and allowed it to go off the end of the bat. And Cutler takes a 1-2 lead in the count. Benson walking off at second base. Rowland doing the same at first. Millette playing up at third base. Cutler takes a look at Benson. Pitches. Popped up left side. Millette trots over, watches it go out of play. Oh, ball and 2 strikes. Well, today, Rams fans, I think by a couple of the looks I've been able to see of the baseball players, I am also running camera today, so there's a big open window. I am 100% sure the entire infield can hear everything I'm saying. Ball and 2 strikes, no outs. Here's the pitch. Johnston on the ground, first base side. Bernard checks second, goes to first to get the out, and both runners able to advance in scoring position. So a productive out, but an out nonetheless as Johnston grounds out to Edgardo Bernard and brings up Devin Monroe. Monroe, the third baseman, wearing number 13 in that charcoal gray, almost black jersey, pinstripes in the yellow. And Truett McConnell, instead of last names, they say Jesus is Lord on their jerseys. Monroe turns into it, and it's ball one. If you ever go down to Truett McConnell, the hotel where Bluefield College stays is in a very odd little place. It's a resort town, and I believe it's called Alpine, Georgia. And the theme is Bavarian Germany. 1-0. Lace to left field. There's a base hit, and now it's 5-2. Bobbled in left by Lewis. It got by him. Here comes Monroe over to second base, and that's where he'll stay. I believe they'll call that a single and an E7. Both runs end up being earned as Roland and Bench come in, or Benson, and it's 6-2, excuse me. So Monroe gets a pair of RBIs off of the single and then walks over to second on the error. First pitch called a strike. So Meyer up to the plate with one out, 6-2, a 4-run lead in game one of this doubleheader. Takes a look at second. Fastball flies outside. Ball and a strike. On the ground, left side, scooped up. Zapsos pops it up, no throw. It's going to be an infield single for Meyer. Although Zapsos wasn't doing himself any favors with that pop-up into the air transfer. I'll send up Connor Bearden. 6-2 in favor of Truett McConnell. A couple of runners on the paths already in Monroe, and now with an infield single, Brian Meyer. Bearden's walked twice today. He's 2 of the 4 walks by Nathan Cutler. Takes a look and pitches. Fastball sails outside again. 1 ball, no strikes. 5 hits on the board. If you look at the lines right now, 6 runs, 5 hits for Truett McConnell. Only committed 1 error. Rams have committed 2. They also have 3 hits to show for their 2 runs. Here for the 1-0. Hit in the air, deep to left center. Napoleon converges with Lewis and makes the catch. Second out. Everybody stays where they are. Monroe and Meyer. Finally able to get the second out. We're on to the 7th batter of the inning, and Jared Johnson. Johnson, the designated hitter, 0 for 1, had a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. Looks at that pitch outside, ball 1. 6-2, Truett McConnell. Game 1 of this AAC set. First conference series at home this year for Bluefield. Down the middle, evens it up at 1-1. Cutler getting the encouragement of the young man in the dugout on the first base side. Still taking a look, another 1-1. Fouls it off the end of the bat, and Cutler has him down to a 1-2 count. Jared Johnson, the DH. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, has 2 men aboard off of a pair of singles. Monroe driving in 2 runs on his single at second base. Meyer on with an infield single at first. Cutler takes a long look in for Cardona. Now he's ready. 1-2. Popped up. High and out of play over our press box. Keep it at a ball and 2 strikes. Still trying to battle here. Johnson with a big hit can make this game really broken open. 1-2. Pops it up again. Pointed up. Ozzie Millette towards the dugout. Makes the catch. Hope you could see his glove fly up right before he got out of the frame there. But 2 men left on for Truett McConnell. That's after they scored 2 runs, though, on a pair of hits. No errors. And with those 2 men left on base, it's 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning at Bowen Field. Welcome back, everybody. Brown still on the mound for Truett McConnell. George Curbelo leading off. It's now 6-2 in favor of the Bears after putting up 2 in the top of the 4th inning. 6-7-8 for Bluefield, and the DH reached on an error and scored one of the game's 2 runs. He swings and peppers it foul, left side, and towards Mike White. Takes a throw back into the dugout. Mike White in his 15th year as the head coach of Bluefield College baseball. Well, his son, Connor White, actually elected the youth governor of Virginia. And they got to meet Governor Ralph Northam. It's the 0-1, hits the outside corner at 0-2. And that is just something that is incredibly impressive to me. And if you live in the Appalachians and Southwest Virginia especially, you realize this area doesn't get a lot of representation. As Curbelo flies it into shallow center, it's dropping in for a base hit. Johnston couldn't get there as Curbelo gets to just stay in no man's land before he retreats back to first base. So a floater of a single. So congratulations to Connor White. Elijah Lewis, 1 for 1 with a single to left field. Left at second back in the 2nd inning. Rams down by 4. Those 2 big errors for Bluefield. You got to think of that one play where Ingram laid down a bunt and the ball sailed over the first baseman's head. Lewis fouls it back. Well, that was a big deciding play because 2 runs ended up scoring on a play that was only designed to score 1 on a squeeze. Lead for Curbelo. Lewis swings and misses. Count goes to 0-2. Rams at 6-9 on the year. Truett McConnell's already played 19 games. They're 9-10. There's an 0-2. Hit him. Lewis gets plunked in the back. 2 men aboard for Bluefield College as Brown lost him there. That sets it up for Pepe Napoleon. The center fielder drove in a run with a 2-out single his last time up, and that ignited some energy for Bluefield College. Well, down by 4. In a game that really promises to be an odyssey. So we look at how this has glacially gone along. Lewis has taken a moment to just talk this one over with Garrett Schilling. Just got hit on, looks like the back of the base of his neck. Seems to be okay. Pepe Napoleon, one of the more popular players at Bluefield College. 2 men already aboard. Here's the pitch. Inside and high. 1 ball, no strikes. Always a good locker room presence. And you have to think, these guys spend almost every waking moment together. Means a lot for someone to be as well liked as Napoleon is. Pickoff attempt, not in time. Lewis scampered up. Dangerous there as he got up so quickly. It went off the back for at least a second. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 men aboard with no outs. Rams down by 4. Brown delivers. Fastball misses away. 2-0. For a 2-0. Napoleon looks at it again. Brown missing on the outside portion of the plate. Now the Rams are a ball away from loading up the bases with no outs. Center fielder ready at the plate. He nods. Brown is ready from the belt. The righty pitches. 3-0 is high. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Bluefield College. Bello to third, Lewis trots to second, and Napoleon is on at first base. Now we're going to see a mound visit for Truett McConnell. Is this it for Brown? I like to think with how well he has pitched today and he's been able to get out of a few of these jams that this will just be a mound visit. But a big opportunity for Andy Zapsos here. Junior from Gasport, New York, hit a home run a few days ago out to right field. Talk about another popular guy. That video we posted on our Twitter at Bluefield Rams and also our Instagram. Oh, Andy Zapsos got a lot of love. So Anderson Zapsos takes a look at Mike White. Couple of practice swings of the black bat. He's ready to go. Bases loaded. Lead at third for Curbelo. Lewis is at second base. Napoleon off of a walk. Bloop single for Curbelo. Hit by a pitch and a 4-pitch walk. Rams are down by 4. Could tie it up with a swing of the bat here. First pitch, Zapsos puts it on the ground straight at second. Tossed to short in time. Johnston sails it to first, and that is not what Bluefield wanted at all. It scores a run to make it 6-3. No RBI for Zapsos, though, as Lewis goes to third. Napoleon is retired on a tailor-made 6-4-3 double play. Go back to the top of the lineup. Well, bases loaded. Johnston able to turn that one perfectly over to Tanner Griffith. Carlos Torres looks at the first pitch low. Runner at third now with 2 outs. Brown, shoulder shrug, offer. There's a strike as a fastball crosses the chest to even it up at 1-1. Brown wearing number 34, a little bit more confidence now after that double play. 1-1 had him golfing. Missed on a breaking ball, buried there. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Lewis at third can make it 6-4. Now the pitch. Outside corner, got him looking, and Torres knew it. Takes a walk into the dugout. Rams only score 1 run after having bases loaded with no outs. We head to the 5th. It's 6-3 in favor of Truett McConnell. Ready for the 5th inning. Mantra of we need a 0 still preached to Nathan Cutler as we head to the 5th with now the second baseman leading off and Tanner Griffith. Seven, 8, 9, 2 up. Griffith scored a run after being hit by a pitch. That part of that 4-run top of the 2nd inning. First pitch from Cutler crosses the knees, and it's strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 3-run lead. Rams had loaded up the bases in the bottom of the 4th and scored another run. That breaking ball goes low and away. So Rams have scored in 3 consecutive innings. Just 1 run to show for each of them. Pitch. Griffith slices it down the right field line, and that is foul. Well, Tanner Griffith, the same name of Bluefield College's kicker, was named an all-conference special teams player this year in the Mid-South. Got to remember that football does not play in the AAC. The AAC does not yet have football. Here's the 1-2. Skips in the dirt, pops out and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Bluefield College should have their spring game next month. Last year we weren't able to cover it as it was the same day of a conference baseball series. Cutler with the ball in the black glove, 2-2. In the air, down the right field line, and foul on top of the dugout. Out away again, keeps it at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cutler, the Bedford, Virginia native, not far from Lynchburg, not far from Liberty University. See if he can pitch a scoreless frame like he did in the 1st and 3rd innings. Lanky righty fires away, 2-2, hit on the ground, pops off of the mound to slow the ball down. Zapsos throws to first in time, and Griffith is retired. Comes Will Ingram, the catcher. Runner that represented him after that big play in the second inning. Came around to score. There was a bunt attempt, tried to squeeze home a run, and Cardona threw it a little too high over to the first baseman and Edgardo Bernard. That allowed 2 runs to score instead of 1. Skips in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. Still another couple of Rams warming up the bullpen. I believe Coleman is getting his arm ready. The idea is for Cutler to go 5 to 6 innings. That pitch sails outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Right now the score is 6-3, 1 out, nobody on. (3-0). Ingram looks at it low, and 4 pitches decided on a walk to Will Ingram. Evan Benson to the plate. Now we're going to see another courtesy runner coming for the catcher. That's Shane Smith. So Smith has already scored a run today. Ingram goes into the dugout with 1 out. By the way, retiring Tanner Griffith, that's only the second time Nathan Cutler has been able to retire the leadoff man today. Another walk puts him at 5 walks as the pickoff attempt does not get Smith. Pitch sails on the outside corner, strike 1. Count at 0-1. Rams would love a double play themselves. They were a big victim of that double play in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here we are in the top of the 5th. Righty picks off and can't get the out as Bernard just makes the catch. Can't lay down a tack. Count at 0-1. 6-3 the score. Benson shows bunt and a breaking pitch. That was a great pitch by Cutler. Benson saw the breaking ball, peeled off of it, and it went back into the zone. So now that takes away a bunt opportunity. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, at least wouldn't think he would bunt on 2 strikes. Another pickoff attempt. It skips, and Bernard got it on a hop. And Bernard was pretty convinced he might have gotten a good tag down on Smith after he came back up. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 1 man aboard for Truett McConnell. Taking his time on the mound. Benson awaits the lefty. 0-2. Got him looking on a pitch framed up on the outside portion of the plate. And for Cutler, that's his first strikeout of the day. Big as we flip the lineup card on over for Truett McConnell. Ready for Caleb Rowland. Pickoff attempt is just a bit late. Rowland has reached in every plate appearance today. A couple of walks, one of the 5 walks. Also doubled and brought a run home in the second inning. He scored twice. Back to the top of the lineup as Rowland looks at it high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Two outs. Cutler trying to pitch a scoreless frame. Another fastball. Good one by Cutler. Into the outside corner. 1-1. Game 1 of this doubleheader. Pickoff attempt low and late. Ball and a strike. Rams have lost 5 of their last 6. Now trying to get a win back, make it 2 in a row after beating Brescia pretty convincingly on Thursday. 1-1. High and outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch count has to be racking up for Nathan Cutler. He nods, kicks, and offers. Fouled away. It's on the awning here at Bowen Field, probably where the press box was going to be. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Roll in the center fielder. Waving the black bat around. Smith at first base. Pickoff attempt with 2 strikes. Well, he's really trying to get Smith off. Keeps it at 2-2. Now the offer, fouled away again. Another 2-2 outside. Cardona on the transfer. Bobbled a hit off the home plate umpire. 3-2. Oh, Cutler is getting so deep into these counts. 113 pitches. We are just in the 5th inning. Payoff. Outside, ball 4, another walk. Smith advances to second, and with 2 gone, Roland reaches for the 4th time today. He's been walked 3 times. Johnston steps up, who has not been walked today. He tripled back in the 2nd inning. Last time he grounded out to first in the 4th. It's over 100 pitches. This has to be almost it for Cutler. The pitch, shortstop watches it break at the knees, notched for a strike, and the lefty is down in the count 0-1. In for an 0-1. Cued off the end of the bat again. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, and 2 with 2 men aboard, a 6-3 ball game. Shortstop ready. Cutler deals 0-2. Hit in the air, out to right center field. Long sprint, Holzer and Napoleon. And Andreas Holzer makes the catch to retire the side. So even after a bit of a gasp there for Nathan Cutler, a scoreless frame in the 5th inning, as no runs were scored on no hits, no errors, 2 walks, mind you, and now we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still in a 6-3 game. And Gardner Bernard leads off against Brown. We're ready for the bottom of the fifth inning. Rams trail 6-3. Nathan Cutler with over 115 pitches likely to be out as Bernard skies it up in the air. Shallow center, backing up Johnston, and makes the catch as the shortstop retires the first baseman for Bluefield off of the first pitch. And if you compare that to Brown, as Bluefield has not allowed themselves to get very deep into the count today. Less than 60 pitches for Brown on the mound. Cutler has almost pitched double as Millette looks at that one inside, ball one. Rams scored two, make it 3 runs today. One in the second, one in the third, and one in the fourth, trying to keep the streak going. 1-0. Inside. Big part of the reason why Truett McConnell has been able to score 6 runs today. Tons of walks for Nathan Cutler. Millette takes a hefty cut at the 2-1. Actually makes it 2-1. That's the first strike. Here's the offer. Swing a ground ball left side through for a base hit to center field. Ozzie Millette on for the first time today, putting it on the ground up the hole. Bring up Joseph Cardona for Bluefield. Cardona drove in a run back in the third inning, 1 for 2. Catcher does have some pop in his bat. See if he can show some here. It's only a 6-3 game. On the ground, right side. Griffith dives, whiffs as it rolls into right field. Millette on his way to third. He stomps in. Runners on the corners for Bluefield College. Cardona with his second single of the day. Millette favoring his legs. He already had a hamstring injury to begin this season, and now he wants some help from the trainer. Pulled a hamstring in the opening series. We take a brief gap in the playing time here. It's amazing that this game seems close and it is close, because Truett McConnell has compiled these long innings thanks to the walks and the deep counts. But Bluefield scored 3 runs in quick innings. Now, hopefully for Millette, that this will just be a cramp sort of situation. Andreas Holzer comes up. He hit the ball pretty deep his last time up, out to left field. Went down looking in the second inning, due for a hit, and represents the potential game-tying run as Millette is up. Now ready at third base. Believe that they're not going to bring in a pinch runner for him. He's been Bluefield's hottest hitter this year. Andreas Holzer stepping up left side of the plate, which is where the right-handed batter stands, I should say. 1 out. 2 singles in a row for Bluefield. He swings and cranks it up in the air, shallow right. Stepping back Griffith, and makes the catch as he goes into foul territory. Now they need a big hit on a 2-out opportunity for George Curbelo. Well, Mike White looks a little frustrated with that pop-up. George Curbelo. Bluefield's 7th hit could make this at least a 2-run game with Millette at third base. Brown on the mound, kicks and fires. Swings and pops it up again. Could be trouble. Shallow center. Johnston back, and this flare won't drop into the outfield grass. Rams, after a couple of singles, leave those runners on the base paths. We have played 5 at Bowen Field. It's 6-3 in favor of the Bears. Ben Kaufman is now on the mound after Nathan Cutler's day is done. Kaufman, the lefty, with a 4.70 ERA, 0-1 on the year, no starts. Usually comes in as a relief man. 7 2/3 for the lefty, 7 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So Cutler's day is done. Lots of walks for Cutler, but they were allowing 6 runs on 5 hits. Honestly, I think it could have been worse because of how many walks, how deep his pitch count got. Now switching it up with a lefty. Devin Monroe steps up to the plate. The right-handed third baseman. Had a 2-run single his last time up. Now leads off, and a breaking pitch from Kaufman hits the inside corner, and it's strike 1. Top of the 6th inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Ready for an 0-1. On the ground, left side. Deep at short, scooped up Zapsos. Throw to first. Got him in time. Brian Meyer now up for Truett McConnell. A 6-3 game. Top of the 6th inning. Big inning so far in this one, folks. Truett McConnell, and unfortunately we had a few Wi-Fi difficulties, so you couldn't see one of the bigger plays. But 4 runs scoring for the Bears. They scored 2 more in the 4th inning. Rams scored 3 runs in this one, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 4th, and held scoreless in the 5th. Kaufman fires a fastball on the outside portion of the plate. It's strike 1, or excuse me, ball 1. Just missing. Meyer, a single, and he grounded out twice. Lefty, lefty. Lett steps up third base side. Ooh, there's a good pitch for Kaufman. And Meyer buckled a bit, thought it was going to hit him. 1-1. And it's a good sign to see Ozzie Millette playing at third after it seemed like his hamstring had cramped up when he got to third. Fouled away, left side. Ball and 2 strikes. Ready to come set, a 1-2. And a tie. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kaufman facing off against his second batter of the day. Deals a 2-2. Meyer pokes it foul, left side and off of the, I believe that's the awning. Just trying to guess from the sound. Count goes to 2-2 on this sunny day for baseball, trying to melt the snow off of the mountain. The offer, swing and a rip, center field, base hit. Meyer is on after battling in that count, and that has been really why Truett McConnell's been able to succeed today. They have been able to force Bluefield pitchers, and you saw with Kaufman right there. You saw with Cutler, they force themselves into these deep counts. They either get a walk or they can force a base hit like that. Cutler had over 120 pitches. Comes Connor Bearden, the first baseman, 2 of the 6 walks. Stepping up third base side, Bearden looks at it in the dirt. Cardona lets it roll to the right, able to advance his Meyer. That's a wild pitch. One ball, no strikes. So interesting how nice the weather is today when literally 2 days ago it was a high of 28. Now a 1-0. High and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. Pitch. There's a strike down the middle. 2-1 with 1 gone. Kaufman taking a long look at second base. Here's a 2-1. Bearden looks at it and misses outside. 3-1. Another deep count. Now Mike White barking with the home plate umpire. The frustration's beginning to boil over. Here's a 3-1. In the air, on the ground actually at second base. Carlos Torres throws it over to first in time. There's 2 outs. Meyer moves to third. Now here comes Ross. Pinch hit opportunity for Jared Johnson. Jacob Ross steps up, batting right-handed. Runner at third, and Brian Meyer, the offer from Kaufman. Next swing, there's a fastball across the chest for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Here's an 0-1. Flares high and outside again. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. 6-3. 1 man on. He's at third base. Truett McConnell looking for a series opening win before we play our 7-inning game right after this. Top of the 6th with a 1-1. Ross puts it on the ground. Third base side. Bounces to Millette. Rifles to first in time. And the side retired another scoreless frame. And a great way to start for Kaufman. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left at third base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 6-3 in favor of the Truett McConnell Bears. Brown still on the mound. Elijah Lewis ready to lead off for Bluefield College, down 6-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's been a productive day for Brown on the mound. Rams are swinging early in the counts and really haven't made him go as deep as the Bluefield pitchers have. Speaking of, big cut of the first pitch, strike 1. Lewis hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Singled in the 2nd. He's 1 for 1. Rams have 6 hits today, 3 runs to show for it. 0-1. Watches it high and away. Ball and a strike. We will see Lewis, Pepe Napoleon. Say that 3 times fast. And Anderson Zapsos. Calling time. The left fielder steps out. See if the Rams bring in another pitcher in the 7th inning. We put a lot of faith into the bullpen. Outside, 2-1. Truett McConnell swept Bluefield College last year in a big 9th inning surge for the Bears. 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Brown has only walked one batter today. It was Carlos Torres in the 3rd inning. Lewis up in a 3-1 count. Here's the offer. Fouls it back to the screen. Loads up the count at 3-2. Another payoff outside. There's your second walk for Brown. Rams have a leadoff man on. Only, what's the 3rd time they've been able to do that? Pepe Napoleon. Both times the Rams have had a leadoff man on, he has been able to score. First time was with Torres back in the 3rd inning, and Corbello singled to open up the 4th. He scored as well. First pitch, Napoleon looks at it, just missed away. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Breaks inside on the 1-0 for a strike, 1-1. Napoleon singled home a run in the 2nd inning and brought home Corbello, one of the unearned runs given up. Actually, the only unearned run, the other 2 were earned. That pickoff attempt, pretty convincing. Lewis scampered back to the bag. One ball, one strike. The offer, hit him. Napoleon gets plunked in the back. Lewis goes to second. Rams have 2 men aboard. Anderson Zapsos. Well, that was another game changer for Bluefield College. No outs, down by 4. Zapsos hit into a 6-4-3 double play with the bases loaded, and that brought home a run. But certainly not the situation that Mike White wanted out of that. 6-3 also represents the tying run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. From the belt, takes a look, Brown delivers. Shows bunt, chops it foul, first base side, and rolls to the on-deck circle where Carlos Torres picks it up. Count at 0-1. Well, Mike White has been very animated today. Oh, no buts about it. They're going to show bunt again. Zapsos lays it down, a good one. First base side. Brown bobbles it, and everyone is safe. So for Zapsos on, see what they have to call that there as Brown failed on the transfer. It will be an error as an E1. Back to the top of the lineup, bases loaded, no outs. Carlos Torres can take the lead for Bluefield College with a grand slam. Now that is a tall order, but that's a real situation here with Napoleon at second, Anderson Zapsos at first. Home plate umpire trying to break up this little mound visit. Game has gotten a lot more interesting here. Second time today where the Rams have loaded up the bases with no outs. And now we're going to see a pitching change. Brown is done. Bases loaded. All of these runners will be attributed to the starter. As now we look into the bullpen, Truett McConnell making a change. It's 6-3 with a bases juiced of Rams. No outs in the bottom of the sixth inning. Welcome back, everyone. Brooks Rosser is now on the mound, the righty for Truett McConnell. Rosser sports a 5.81 ERA, 3-2 on the season, 26 and a third innings pitched. He does have 5 starts. They're bringing out Rosser from the bullpen. 22 hits across those 26 and a third, 17 runs, all of them earned with 18 walks and 29 strikeouts. Bases loaded. Bottom of the sixth inning, Rams trail by 3. The go-ahead run has the bat in his hands. It's Carlos Torres. Torres hitless today, but reached on a walk in the third inning. First pitch, inside corner, called a strike. Lewis at third, Napoleon at second after he was hit by a pitch, and Andy Zapsos laid a bunt down. Brown fiddled with the ball right in front of the mound and bobbled it. Rosser deals 0-1. Swinging a high fly out to right center field. Meyer goes back, makes the catch. Lewis will tag up, and now the Rams are within 2 off of the sacrifice fly. So able to throw the hands out there. Maybe a little bit more of that Bluefield wind would have really come in handy there, but it's just not evident today. 6-4 Rams. Tying run remains at first base. Edgardo Bernard, 0 for 2. Had a sacrifice in the third inning. Watches that one break down low. That's just the first out, ladies and gentlemen. 1 ball, no strikes. Rosser, the tall righty, settles down, kicks and offers. Breaking ball that hits the outside corner, 1-1 on the lefty Bernard. Quick motion for Rosser on the mound. Doesn't go through a high kick. Gets the sign he wants. Shoulders shrug, 1-1. Fastball dealt outside, 2-1. Napoleon walks back to second. Zapsos gets a thumbs up from him. Takes a lead off of first base. Rams only down by 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rosser checks Napoleon. Pitches. Bernard, line drive, right field, base hit. Napoleon getting the windmill around third. Throw to the plate, skips in. He is out. What a throw for Meyer. In right field, gunning down Pepe Napoleon. A 9-2 off of the single for Edgardo Bernard. Zapsos being very encouraging to Ozzie Millett. Rams tried to gamble on that one. A brilliant throw by Meyer. Only took one skip, and Ingram had the tag down. Two outs as the third baseman searches for his second hit of the ball game. Left at third, back in the fifth inning. Rams are down by 2. Tying run at first and Bernard. Fastball blazes outside, 1-0. 2 gone. Rosser trying to come in. It's only allowed 1 run so far. That was Browns anyway. 1-0. Outside and low. 2 balls, no strikes. Lots of energy for Bluefield College, though. Bases loaded and no outs. Try to score more than at least 1 run in this inning out of that situation. It's a 2-0. Outside again. 3 balls, no strikes, and Millett is up in the count. See if he has the go-ahead to swing here on a 3-0. Rosser flicks the ball in the glove. Shoulder shrunk. 3-0. He did as it swung on. Grounder over to third. Monroe to first base in time for the final out. So Rosser comes in and gets the job done. Rams with another bases-loaded situation with no outs, and they only score 1 run out of it. It's still a good game, though, folks. 6-4. We've played 6 at Bowen Field on to the 7th, and Truett McConnell leads by 2. On to the 7th inning, and Bluefield College is only down by 2 runs. Another bases-loaded situation, and with no outs, Rams only muster up 1 run. Here we are in the 7th, though, as Tanner Griffith fouls that one back. First pitch from Kaufman, who enters his 2nd inning of work. So Kaufman came in the 6th, had a couple of deep counts he had to deal with, but gave up a single to Brian Meyer, left him at third base. Tanner Griffith, 1 for 2, hit by a pitch and scored a run. High and outside, 1-1. So we'll see Griffith, Ingram, and Benson for Truett McConnell. 9-10 on the year. Their biggest bragging rights to date, a series win against the defending national champion Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs. Popped up on the 1-1 pitch. First base side, Bernard backs up, gloves it, 1 gone. Able to retire the first man of the inning for the 3rd consecutive inning. So the leadoff man down, Will Ingram, the catcher. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Of course, Shane Smith is the man who has been able to represent him on the base paths as that fastball goes down the middle. Count goes no balls, 1 strike. Kaufman, the lefty, deals. Good pitch. Swing and a miss. Had him way out in front. Quickly up 0-2. Truett McConnell has only struck out 1 time today, and it was looking. Evan Benson on deck, went down looking in the 5th inning. Here's 0-2. Popped up, left side. Out of play. Moving on to the concourse here at Bowen Field, home of the Bluefield Blue Jays. Rookie home of the Toronto Blue Jays. And for Truett McConnell fans tuning in, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. played on this exact field back in 2016. That one's fouled off to keep it at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 6-4 the score, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 7th inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Going to play a 7-inning game after this. Lots of baseball, and we'll have some more tomorrow on a Monday. Kaufman, he pitches. Swing and a miss. Had him out in front. Big-time strikeout for the lefty. For swinging strikeout, and Benson will try to avenge his strikeout looking back in the 5th inning against Nathan Cutler. That was Cutler's only strikeout of the day. Rams have not retired the Bears 3 up, 3 down today. As Kaufman tries to do that. There's a great pitch that crosses the TMU yellow letters on the chest. Strike 1. Well, you can tell Kaufman is certainly building confidence, pitching faster here. Now an 0-1. Misses away, 1-1. Bluefield in those blue shirts. Climbed back into this game down by 2 runs. Ready for a 1-1. Benson grounds it over to second. High hop Torres fields it on to first. There's a 1-2-3, top of the 7th inning. Stretch time in Bluefield, and we got ourselves a good ball game. It's 6-4 with the Rams trailing by 2. Still on the mound as Bluefield College comes up to the plate. It's a 2-run game, 6-4 into the bottom of the 7th inning. Rosser on the mound, 2nd inning that we have seen him after he came in with the bases loaded and no outs. Only allowed 1 run to come across. Joseph Cardona up to the plate for Bluefield College. Catcher leading off. Here's the pitch. Fastball crosses the knees, strike 1. We'll see Cardona, Holzer, and Curbelo all for Bluefield. Only down by 2. Rams have 4 runs on the day. 3 of the 4 have came from the leadoff man getting on base. 0-1. Outside and low, 1-1. Cardona, the catcher, trying to make a stamp in this game, has a couple of singles and an RBI. Outside, gloved it low. Ingram, the catcher, 2-1. Rosser, a starter. This is a rare relief appearance for him. Already has nearly 30 innings of work on the season. Deciding to bring him out of the pen. 2-1. Check swing. Did he go? No, he held up, according to the third base umpire. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cardona has to be smart here at the plate. Favorable count at 3-1. The offer. Swing and a miss. Took a big boy cut at 3-1. Full count to Cardona with nobody on. Payoff. Eye outside, and the Rams have a man on to lead it off for the 4th time. Second straight inning with the leadoff walk. Andreas Holzer hitless today. Bluefield's right fielder popped it up. His last time up to second base. Now the Rams putting on Irvin as the courtesy runner at first for Cardona. Holzer digs in, hugging the plate on the right-handed side. First pitch shows bunt. Misses as the ball flies outside. Ball 1. Righty's up in the count, 1-0. 6-4 the score. No outs, a runner at first base. Holzer represents the game's potential tying run. Let's continue game 1 of this doubleheader. We're going to have one for you right after this. Shows bunt again. It flies outside. Two balls, no strikes. Pitch to Holzer shows bunt. Missed that time. It's called a strike. Another fastball that misses the outer portion of the plate. Or, excuse me, hits it. Holzer tried to put it down the first baseline, it looks like. Rosser, the mechanical righty. Holzer shows bunt, 2-1. There it is, a bunt, third base size. Monroe fields cleanly, rifles to first in time. Cardona goes to second on the sacrifice. There's the first out. Curbelo has gotten under a couple of pitches. Dropped in a single in the 4th inning. Got on with an error by Monroe back in the 2nd. And he scored twice today. So Irvin at second base. Runner in scoring position for Curbelo. Big gap between second and first. Here's the pitch. Down the pipe. Strike 1. Beautiful day for baseball. We're playing 2 at Bowen Field. A few of the Rams that are right back after spring break into the orange seats. No balls, 1 strike. Now the offer. Crossing those Rams letters. Curbelo is quickly down 0-2 after looking at a pair of good pitches. Now forced to defend here. Shoulder shrug, 0-2. Swing and a miss at a pitch that was up at his chin. There's a strikeout for Rosser. His second of the day, or excuse me, his first. Now Elijah Lewis stands in a big situation here, representing the tying run. A base hit makes it a 1-run game. Lewis swings, sends it to center. It's a base hit. Irvin around third, and he will score. Elijah Lewis with a 2-out RBI single. It's a 1-run game at Bowen Field. Pepe Napoleon, go-ahead run, potentially for Bluefield with a tying run at first base. 2 outs. Napoleon, the center fielder, in a big spot for a clutch hit. That pitch flies outside, 1-0. Elijah Lewis, RBI single. Small lead at first for Bluefield's left fielder. 1-0. Napoleon swings and golfs it out to center field, another base hit. Lewis gallops on to second. Mike White holds up the hands, and now the Rams have 2 men aboard. Go-ahead run is on base for Bluefield College. Andy Zapsos, a shortstop to make a chance, or has a chance to put Bluefield up. It's 6-5, 2 outs. Outside and low, 1-0. Ball and no strikes. The shortstop today has yet to reach on a hit. Not with an error. Last time up as that one curves inside near the ankles. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 men aboard. 2 outs. Tying run at second base. Base hit could tie this game up. And with Napoleon running around first, convincing enough hit makes it 7-5. Rosser steps off. Two balls, no strikes. The New York native digs back in. (2-0). Swung on and fouled back. Right on time with it, it appears. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ready for a 2-1 as Rosser comes set. Takes a look at second base and delivers. Popped up behind home plate. And that one hits right in front of our dugout, excuse me. Zapsos battling. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men aboard. (2-2) from Rosser. Zapsos sends it left side foul. Staying in at 2-2. Just a bit late on that last pitch. 6-5 the score. Rams have tallied 9 hits. Yeah, trail by 1. Bluefield looking for a tilt here to get their first conference win of the season. 2-2 from Rosser. Inside and low, ball 3. Full count with 2 men aboard and 2 outs. Zapsos with a base hit potentially drives in the game's tying run and flips the lineup card on over to Carlos Torres. Hero a few days ago with a home run. Can he deliver here? 3-2 pitch. Zapsos fouls it back. Bit of a chopper to stay in. Oh, Mike White encouraging his runners to take off on a 3-2. Anderson Zapsos awaits another payoff pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, deep right field. Meyer steps back, finds the ball, and makes the catch and the side retired. Bit frustrating there for Zapsos, but the Rams leave 2 men aboard after scoring another run in the bottom of the 7th inning. We have played a complete 7 innings at Bowen Field in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Rams have made it a ball game. It's 6-5. On to the 8th inning. Ben Kaufman is still on the mound for Bluefield College. Entering his 3rd inning of work, had a 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning. Now starts with a top of the lineup as well, and Caleb Rowland. It'll be Rowland, Josh Johnson, and Devin Monroe in a 6-5 ball game. Rams have scored a few unanswered runs to make it a 1-run game as Rowland shows bunt, lays it down. Kaufman fields, no one's there. Lob to first, in time. It's a 1-4 putout. Rowland tried to sneak it right between the pitcher and the first baseman, and Garno Bernard. And Carlos Torres did a good job as Kaufman lobbed it over. Carlos Torres able to catch it as Kaufman led him onto it with that lob. 1 pitch, 1 out. 6 straight retired as Josh Johnston steps up. Catcher looks at a pitch down the middle, strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Chopped foul, first base side, trickles over near the batting facility. Now goes to 0-2. Johnston a triple in the 2nd inning that drove in a run. Since then, 0-2. Makes him a total of 1-4 today. The 0-2. Just missed outside. Kaufman in a rhythm here. Coleman warming up in the bullpen. Coming set for a 1-2. Here's the offer. And on the ground, smoked past the scoop of Edgardo Bernard, and that will roll all the way to the corner. Johnston around second, going for 3 for the 2nd time today, and he will get there. Will be a hit as Bernard did not hit that ball. And Mike White is saying over to his first baseman, you got to wear that one and got to get in front of it. Bernard went down to a knee, did not get in front of it. Infield in for Bluefield College. Comes Devin Monroe. 6-5, the score remains. Infield in. Rams want to keep this to a 1-run game. Now the pitch. Monroe looks at it high, ball 1. Third baseman today, 1-for-4. 2 RBIs on a single back of the 4th inning. Hit over the third baseman's glove. Ozzie Millette. Here comes Johnston. And now it is 7-5. Monroe stomps in for a double. RBI double for the third baseman. So now 7-5, Monroe has 3 RBIs today. Ryan Meyer, this game is now a 2-run deficit. Right fielder steps up after hitting a pair of singles in his last 2 at-bats. High and outside, 1-0. Top of the 8th inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader. We're going to play 7 more innings after this one concludes. Jackson 1-0. Meyer shows bunt. Pulls back. It's in the zone anyway. Makes it 1-1. Wind starting to blow in to cool us down a little bit. A great day for baseball. Truett McConnell with 7 runs. 1-1 floats outside. Boy, where did that miss? 2-1. Kaufman checks Monroe. Another look. He pitches. Swung on, cracked to left, and there's a base hit. Monroe stays at third. Throwback into the cutoff man is there. Connor Bearden, first baseman. 3 straight hits allowed by Kaufman. 9 hits on the afternoon for Truett McConnell. Shows bunt, first base side, and dives foul. Well, that was, at least from this view, not incredibly definitive that happened that way. 0-1, trying to squeeze in a run as Monroe got a big jump. Just 1 out, 7-5 the score. Rams can still turn a double play, but it looks like trying to avoid that, Connor Bearden will try to squeeze in Monroe. A 1. Great pitch as a breaking ball hits the outside corner. Strike 2. Oh, and 2 for Kaufman. Runner takes off first to second. Pitches outside. Cardona won't even try to throw it down. So now the infield is in. No double play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two men aboard. Scoring position, 1-2. Bearden ducks into the ball, and it's inside. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 7-5 the score. Infield in for Bluefield College. Infield in, 2-2. Fouled back. Rolling up that incline of a backstop. Here's a 2-2. Swung on, loop to left center field. Napoleon backs up, makes the catch. Monroe will score. Here comes a man to third base. It's a sacrifice fly, 8-5. Connor Bearden getting the job done there. Meyer moves from second to third. All of a sudden, it's a 3-run game. Comes Jared Johnson. Actually, a new man in. It's Jacob Ross, after he came in his first at-bat. Johnson, like that Ross, went 0 for 1, grounded out to third. 1-0. Ross swings and grounds it to short, straight at Zapsos. Throw to first in time, and the side finally retired. 2-run score on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left on. Rams head into the bottom of the 8th inning, down 8-5. Carlos Torres to lead off the bottom of the 8th for Bluefield College. Rams are down now 8-5 after the Bears scored a couple of runs in the visiting half of the 8th inning. First home conference series of the year for Bluefield. They are 0-3 to start out as Torres fouls it back. Count goes to 0-1. It'll be Torres, Bernard, and Ozzie Millette. Rams, 2 separate times today, bases loaded, 1 out. Or no outs, and only have scored 1 run. Carlos Torres looks at it high. It was 1-1. Torres with an RBI on a sacrifice with the bases loaded back in the 6th inning. That drove in 1 run. Rosser deals 1-1. It's inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that was a big swing as well when Zapsos got on with no outs, loaded up the bases. Rosser came in, faced Torres, got him to fly out to right as that pitch goes low and away. 3-1. And after that, Edgardo Bernard singled. Napoleon was gunned down at home plate. And then Ozzie Millette on a 3-0 pitch, grounded out to third. 3-1. Torres swings and shoots it into the 5-6 hole, left field base hit. First hit of the day for Carlos Torres. What Edgardo Bernard can do here. He singled into right his last time up. Rams are down by 3. 10 hits on the day for Bluefield College, but the big story for Truett McConnell, Nathan Cutler struggled with finding the strike zone today. A good amount of walks for Cutler, the starter, through 5 innings. Fastball goes high and away for ball 1. The 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, all scoreless frames. That streak was broken in the top of the 8th with Truett McConnell putting on 2 runs. 1-0. Outside and low. 2 balls, no strikes. Eight-5 game. Kicks in 2-0. Fouled it back and a good swing by Bernard. Bottom of the 8th inning. Game 1 of this doubleheader. The second game will be 7. Going to play a 9-inning game starting at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Comes a 2-1. Swung on, driven over to short, bobbled there, throw to first, not in time. And actually, so Johnston, that was a line drive. It did not hit the ground. Johnston bobbled it, made the catch, tried to throw back to get Carlos Torres, sailed the ball across first base and into the dugout. So Carlos Torres advances on the throwing error to third. So it's a line out to short for Edgardo Bernard. The ball comes off of the bat so quickly, and we're here on the third base side. You have to transfer your sight from right to left, and it's so hard to see if that ball actually hits the dirt or not. And apparently the catch was made by Johnston. A quick clarification for Truett McConnell. Ozzie Millette steps up. There's one out now. It's Ozzie Millette. Even a fly ball makes it a 2-run game again. Rams are running out of time to manufacture runs at this point, though. Need hits, especially with runners in scoring position. Rosser bounces the first pitch to Millette outside, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Torres creeps off the bag at third. Look at the ball around. Rosser looks at Ingram and pitches. Misses low and away again, 2-0. Looking for a 2-0 pitch. Rosser deals. Outside and low. 3 balls, no strikes. So now we see the exact same situation for Ozzie Millette. Up in the count 3-0 like he had back in the 6th inning. Decided to take a swing on it. High, he takes ball 4. Runners on the corners for Bluefield College, and Joseph Cardona swinging the bat could tie the game. 1 out, 2 men aboard for BC. Now Millette with a pinch runner replacing him. I believe that's Trey Martin. Cardona at the plate with runners on the corners. First pitch misses outside. Rosser has now thrown 5 straight balls. 1 ball, no strikes. Rams looking to have some momentum to send into the 9th inning. 2 men aboard, 1-0. And the dirt, kept in front. Ingram punches it down the first baseline. Rosser comes in to cover and make that 6 straight balls. Oh, Mike White a little frustrated there as Trey Martin did not take off to second base to try to bait a throw from Ingram. That would have brought home Carlos Torres. Pick off, not in time. 2 balls and no strikes. That one is hit in the air, out to right field, going towards the line, at the bullpen, catch is made. Here comes Torres, he will score, and it's good enough to drive in Bluefield's 6th run of the day. Now that even adds further to the frustrations of Mike White. because now you have a runner at third with 2 outs instead of a runner at first. "8-6 the score, though. Rams are within 2. Andreas Holzer digs in on the right side of the dish. Represents the tying run as he fouls back the first pitch. At 0-1. Holzer due for a big knock here. Rosser deals. Big swing and a miss. Quickly down 0-2. Bottom of the 8th inning. Rams are down by 2 runs, 8-6. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Rosser shuffles into his set. Pitches. 0-2, cut on and missed, and the Rams retired in the bottom of the 8th. 8-6 the score, on to the 9th. Truett McConnell trying to add a few insurance runs. Justin Coleman now on the mound for Bluefield to close it out in the 9th. 6.75 ERA, 8 innings for the righty. 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned. 3 walks and 11 strikeouts. Tries to give Bluefield a fighting chance in the bottom of the 9th inning. Truett McConnell added 2 runs in the top of the 8th. And we are in the top of the 9th. First pitch to Tanner Griffith, a check swing. It was a strike anyway. Griffith, the second baseman, swings and pops it up. Behind home plate, actually curves on over top of the dugout on the first base side. So it'll be Griffith, Ingram, and Benson, left fielder. Coleman looks out of the glove, deals an 0-2. Got him looking, perfect pitch. Griffith knew it, turns around and goes into the dugout. Great start to the 9th inning. Now the Rams, they'll have their 6, 7, 8 due up in the 9th. Cabello will lead it off. And it's going to be Mason Gaines up to the plate. You got that, Bob? Mason Gaines looks at a strike right down the middle. Count goes to 0-1. Swung on, hit in the air, right field. Into the bullpen, that one goes. Quickly goes 0-2. So Mason Gaines no balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Couple of strikeouts in a row for Coleman. Now with 2 gone. I'll bring up Evan Benson. Another pitch. Benson fouls it off for the body of the umpire. Strike 1. Benson 0 for 3. Be a big chance for Bluefield going into the 9th inning. Here's an 0-1. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Coleman nods and delivers. Swung on, ground ball straight at short. Zapsos gobbles it up, rifles on to first in time, and that is a 1-2-3, top of the 9th. Final chance for the Rams coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning with George Curbelo leading off. Final chance for Bluefield College as we go into the bottom of the 9th inning. 8-6 they trail. George Curbelo up to the plate against Brooks Rosser on the mound. 6-7-8 for Bluefield. The DH swings and lofts it foul, right side out of play. No balls, 1 strike. Second pitch. Curbelo swings and drills it out to right, and the catch is made by Meyer. Straight at the knee. Truett McConnell now 2 outs away. Elijah Lewis. A pair of singles for him today. Drove in a run. Reached in every plate appearance. 2 for 2. Hit by pitch and a walk with a run scored. Pitch. Lewis fouls it back. Trickles back to the backstop. Strike 1. Rams are down by 2 runs. It's 8-6. Bottom of the ninth inning. 0-1. Lewis swings and pops it up down the right field line. Carries out of the ballpark, quickly down 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. From the belt, the 0-2. Lewis swings and misses, and the Rams are down to their final out. 8-6 the score. And the Rams ignite a 2-out rally, down by 2. Bottom of the ninth inning. Napoleon digs in. Had a decent day at the plate. Like Lewis, he has reached in every plate appearance heading into this ninth inning. 2 for 2, a walk and a hit by pitch. Here's the offer. Inside and low. Ball 1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth inning. Inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Napoleon up with the count. Comes a 2-0. Napoleon swings and drills it right field. Meyer back, makes the catch, and the game is over. Fun one here for game 1, but Truett McConnell triumphant as this one will go to the second game with Truett McConnell leading 1-0 in this series. Big game for Bluefield College. It's a 2-run win for Truett McConnell. Rams fall to 6-10, and now for Truett McConnell, 10-10 on the year. We're going to be back in just about 25 minutes for game 2, so stick around on the Rams Digital Sports Network. But for the final score of this one, Bears win 8-6.